So that's going to mean that I can simplify this to 2x squared over x. So the x's also cancel, so that's going to leave me with simply 2x. So write that in there, 2x. We've got to show though that dv dt equals 2v to the power third. Now we know that v from up here is equal to x cubed, so x is equal to the cube root of v, or v to the power third. So therefore I'm just going to write that this is 2v to the power third and justify my answer by saying that since x equals the cube root of v. Okay, and if you got that one, that's going to be worth 4 marks to you. Okay, so now we move on to part C. Now in part C, we're given that, let's just put this down here, we're given that v equals 8 when t equals 0. So given v equals 8 when t equals 0, we're asked to solve the differential equation that we found in part B, that's this differential equation up here, and find the value of t when v is equal to 16 root 2. So we've got to find the value of t when v equals 16 root 2. And for this it's worth 7 marks, so you can expect quite a lot of work. Okay, so if you'd like to give this a go, just again pause the video and come back when ready so you can check your answer. Okay, welcome back if you had a go, and let's just see how you got on. So let's just recap. We've just got that dv by dt we're given is the differential equation equals 2 times v to the power 1/3. Let's also give ourselves a lot more room down here. Okay. And so how I'm going to tackle this is by separating the variables. So if I rearrange this, I get 1 over v to the power third if I divide both sides by v to the power third. And if I multiply by the dt, I'm going to leave myself with dv there, and I'm going to have 2 dt. Okay, and then I'm going to integrate both sides. So I've separated the variables by putting all the v's on one side and all the t's on the other. Okay, so we've got that, and all we need to do now is just integrate both sides. Well, looking at this expression 1 over v to the third, it's not in a suitable form for integrating, so I'm going to just change it by bringing the v to the third up to the top and expressing it as v to the minus 1/3, and that's integrated with respect to v, and it equals the integral of the constant 2 with respect to t. So therefore I can integrate this by just simply adding 1 to the power, so that's v to the power 2/3, and dividing by the 2/3, which is the same as inverting the fraction and multiplying by 3 over 2. Integrating the 2 with respect to t is going to give me 2t. And the combined constant from this side and from this integral can be written then as plus c. Now I've got to work out the constant c, and to do that I recall from the beginning these boundary conditions that v equaled 8 when t was 0. So I'm going to put that in by saying that now v equals 8 when t equals 0. I'm going to substitute these values into this equation here. Let's call it equation number 1. So I just put that there as number 1. And so when I sub that in, so sub into 1, so this will allow us to work out the constant c. We therefore get that 3 upon 2 times 8 for v to the power 2/3 equals 2 times 0, which is clearly going to be 0, plus the constant c. So this side comes to c, so I'll put c on the left hand side now, and we've got 3 times 8 to the 2/3. 8 to the 2/3, well, the 3 means the cube root of 8, which is 2. 2 to the power 2 is 4. 3 4s are 12. Divided by 2 is 6. So I get that the constant c is equal to 6. Okay, so I can now put that constant c equals to 6 back up into number 1. So sub that back in 1. Sub in 1. Okay, so therefore we get that 3 over 2 v to the 2/3 equals simply 2t. Okay, so now we've just got to find out the value of t when v equals 16 root 2. So we'll just put in now when v equals 16 root 2. Again, we'll sub in the above. Okay, so what we have is that 3 over 2 times the v, which is 16 root 2, all to the power 2/3, is equal to 2t. Okay, plus the 6, by the way, which I've forgotten to put in up there. What a twit. Okay, so we'll just put the plus 6 in there and we'll bring it back down here. Alright. Okay, so we work this out. 16 times root 2 to the 2/3. Many ways of doing that. Let's just go over to the right here and just see what we've got. 16 root 2. You could do this on a calculator, admittedly, but just do it here for the sake of it. 16 is 2 to the power 4 times 2 to the power half. So we'd add the powers. That's 16 to the power 4.5, or sorry, I should say 2 to the power 4.5, which is 2 to the power 9 over 2. So therefore 2 to the power 9 over 2, all multiplied by all to the power 2/3. All I've got to do is just clean this up. 9 over 2 times 2/3 becomes simply 2 cubed, which is 8. Okay, so coming over here, we see that I've got to do 3 over 2 times 8. 3 over 2 times 8, or 1.5 times 8 is 12. So I'm going to have 12 in this position. So therefore we have 12 equals 2t plus 6. Okay, so 2t must equal 6, and so therefore t must equal 3. And there's the answer. If you got that, well done. It's going to be worth 7 marks to you, so quite a lot of marks there. And that brings us to the end of question number 7.